Peace, peace. What's the word? What's happening, everybody? Hopefully, everybody is having a powerful Monday. Powerful, positive, productive, efficient, healthy, all that good stuff, man. And hopefully, y'all got about 40, 45 minutes to tap in, listen to the build, feeling a little inspirational today. So I just want to pass that energy along, man. It's been a minute, man. I haven't been live. I haven't put out anything this whole entire month, man. Just been kind of doing the knowledge, reflecting on self, evaluating some things, man. Just getting everything in order. So it's been a minute, man. Hopefully y'all ain't missed me too hard if y'all miss me at all, man. But we tap back in, man. We're gonna put out something today, inspire y'all, man, to take some action. Tracy Peace, what's happening? Clutch, what's happening? What's happening? We always got to take that time to evaluate, examine oneself. We always got to do that. I take a lot of time. I'm always taking time off to do that. Just time off from some things in my life, man, so that I can evaluate, man, and just come back stronger, man. I'm always just strategizing. Y'all remember the cartoon back in the day, Pinky and the Brain, man? I'm like the brain. I'm always trying to devise a scheme to take over the world, man. So I'm always just plotting and strategizing and just examining myself, seeing what I could do, to be stronger, be better, be healthier, whatever the case may be, man. I'm always strategizing. I'm always thinking of something different that I can do, something different that I can implement. But with that, you just got to take time away from certain things, whether it be social media, whether it be a side job or something, man. When you just start to feel overwhelmed when it comes to your time, man, you got to find a way to free up your time. Like straight up. Magic, what's happening? Corey, peace, what's happening? Javon, peace, what's happening? Miami Soldier, what's happening? What's happening? Oh yeah, it's that. Hey, it's been a minute for sure. Yeah, I just been tapped in, man. The last thing I posted was some old freestyle I did from like 10 years ago, so I ain't been as active. But just been doing the knowledge, man. Just going back, revisiting certain books that I've read. Like sometimes you just got to do that, man. Like a lot of times, man, that's just what you got to do, man, in order for you to bounce back and just become stronger, become better, become wiser, whatever the case may be, man. A lot of people don't do that. Mark, peace, what's happening? A lot of people do not do that, man. Just step back, take a look at yourself, evaluate where you at. Hey, get in, what's happening? Evaluate where you at, evaluate where you striving to go, and just be honest with yourself, man. How close are you to it? Are you on the right path? Sometimes, hey, when you examining your life, when you examine where you are currently at, and then you examine where you striving to get, and you do an honest self-assessment, you might realize that, man, I'm not on the right path. I'm not doing the things that I should be doing or need to be doing in order for me to get to where I'm striving to go. So some things got to change up. And that's why a lot of people are afraid to assess themselves, because the truth will be revealed. And once the truth is revealed, now that comes with a level of accountability. Now I have honestly assessed myself and I know that I'm not traveling down the right path. Now I got to make these changes. And if I don't make these changes, then I cannot blame anybody for me not reaching that destination. And that's what tends to happen a lot. That's what tends to happen, man. When you examine and analyze yourself and assess yourself, the truth is revealed, and you have to be honest. And with that honesty comes accountability. And again, we know a lot of people run from accountability. Just even if you're looking in the Department of Health, like, all right, man, am I doing everything in my power to be the healthiest version of myself? A lot of times the answer is no. But when you answer honestly, now you got to come up with, okay, what needs to change in my life? Maybe I need to drink more water. I need to work out more. I need to eat these types of foods, whatever the case may be. So now the formula is out there now. So now it's up to you. So every day after that your health is declining is your fault. And we don't want to do that. We want to blame somebody. We want to sit around and say, well, I don't know what steps to take, or I don't know how to get healthy, all this type of stuff. We like to be left in the dark. See, that's why a lot of people don't like to do the knowledge, man. That's why a lot of people don't like to gain certain pieces of information. Because when you gain certain pieces of information, you got to act on that information, because you can no longer use the excuse of, I don't know. I'm not one of them. Give me all the information I can get so that I don't walk around here saying I don't know something. And that's the reason why my health is declining. That's the reason why I'm not in the position that I want to be in. If I'm failing to do something in life, it's simply because I'm failing at it. It's on me, because I'm not one of the ones that's gonna sit around and be like, I don't know something. If I don't know something and I'm striving to do it, I'm going to find out what I need to do. If I'm not the healthiest that I should be or can be, then I'm going to find out why, and I'm going to find out what I need to do to change that, and I'm going to implement whatever I come up with to the best of my abilities. So if you're looking at somebody like me, man, if my life is not where I want it to be or where it needs to be, then it's because of me. It's not because I don't know something. It's not because I'm afraid to gain some information. Like, no, I'm always striving to get some information. Always. Montel, peace. What's happening? Anthony, what's happening? TZ, what's happening? Hey, Dora, peace, peace. What's happening? TZ, man, hey, conquering the subconscious mind. People don't understand the science behind the mind in general, let alone the subconscious and the conscious mind. That was one of the first things I started to study back when I acquired some knowledge of self. You know, I came across The Power of the Subconscious Mind. What is it? Joseph Murray. One of the first books you come across. Man, when you start letting go of religion and you start tapping into your inner self, one of the first concepts you are going to come across is the subconscious mind. Like, that's inevitable. If you're doing any type of deep studying and you're doing any type of inner reflecting and work, you are going to come across the concept of the subconscious mind. A lot of people really don't understand how it works. They don't understand how it works, and they don't understand, like, we hear phrases like we are creatures of habit, but we don't really understand what's being said. Like, basically saying we are creatures of our subconscious mind. You know, we are creatures of the programming of the subconscious mind. So I remember I had asked the person, did they think that we have free will? And that person simply answered yes. And I'm like, all right, I can see that. You know, a lot of people answer yes, and you got a lot of people that answer no. But I feel like the answer to that question is a little more complicated than yes or no. Because when we bring in that phrase or that concept of being creatures of habit, then a lot of times things that we do, like, we do not have the free will. You know, we are products of the programming of our subconscious mind. You know, so our ways and actions on a day-to-day basis are largely controlled by the subconscious mind. So a lot of things we do automatically and we don't even think about it, you know, and that's not necessarily free will. Now, we got free will in the sense of being able to change the programming. But as you see, only a very small percentage of people even realize that they are programmed or creatures of that subconscious mind. So it's only a select few that realize that, hey, I'm a product of my subconscious mind. If I can tap into my subconscious mind, I can change my reality. Other folks are not hip to that. They think that they walking around making all these decisions and all these choices. But they not, though. You know, you are a creature or product of your subconscious mind and the programming of the subconscious mind. So a lot of things you are doing are automatic. A lot of the decisions you are making or have made have been automatic, based on the programming of your subconscious mind. So you didn't make the decision consciously. You know, so when it comes to the free will conversation, man, the subconscious mind controls about 90%, 80 to 90% of what we do. So 80 to 90% of what you do is automatically, it's something you do automatically without even thinking about it. But that 10% is crucial. That 10% is what you have control over. But it takes a lot. It takes a lot for you to even realize that you being controlled by that subconscious, that 80 or 90%. You know, so it's a lot when it comes to the subconscious and the conscious mind that people don't even be hip to, man. For real. People don't be hip. People don't be hip, Mr. DJ. Appreciate that cash out. People do not be hip. Regina, peace. What's happening? Aldor, yeah, the subconscious mind, definitely. Like, when you dream, that's all that's all the subconscious mind. That's how the subconscious mind speaks. That's one of the part of the language of the subconscious mind is through dreams. That's why a lot of folks that have invented things, they get into that meditative state. See, that's how you buy, and that answers your other question about how to reprogram your subconscious mind. So you will find a lot of people, they do that form of meditation. In order for you to reprogram the subconscious mind, you got to kind of bypass the conscious mind. See, the reason why a lot of us are stuck in certain positions and conditions is because that conscious mind is holding us back. So in order for us to reprogram that subconscious mind, we got to bypass the conscious mind. And that's when you get into that meditative state. So meditation is a big key when it comes to reprogramming the subconscious mind, man. You got to get in that meditative state. You got to do your affirmations on a daily basis. You got to be real mindful of what you consume. Even things that are around you that seem like they have no impact on you have an impact on you. Prime example, when I used to study subliminal messages, I came across some information that says something like, even when you have the TV on in the background, like you're not watching it, but just having the TV on in the background is tapping into your subconscious mind. So you might have people do it all the time. You have dreams and you like, man, I ain't never, you know what I'm saying? Like, where is this coming from? Like, man, you wake up from a dream and it was a bunch of stuff in that dream that you like, man, I ain't never did this. I ain't never came across nothing like this, man. You might have had the TV on and that TV might have been playing something weird in the background and your subconscious mind picked up on it. So you got to be mindful of all of your surroundings. That subconscious mind is going to pick up everything. It's not going to discriminate. So if you just got the TV on for background noise, your subconscious mind is picking that up. Like, it's not ignoring it. Your subconscious mind is not ignoring these things. So you can't just be having sounds on in the background thinking nothing is happening. So you got to be mindful of that. I hear people talk about that all the time. Like, your subconscious mind picking up everything. So don't just be like, oh, I'm going to just have this on in the background. I'm going to just have this music on in the background. I ain't paying no attention. I just need some noise. Well, your subconscious mind going to pick up on that noise. And it's going to send a certain message. You know what I'm saying? It's going to send a certain message. And you might not know what that message is. So back when you used to listen to music, or not even listen to music, but back in the day when we was breaking down music, when everybody was talking about Illuminati and things like that, and they were playing songs backwards and all of that. And when you play the song backward, it got a different meaning, different message. That's the type of stuff that be happening. So you will be listening to a song or have a song on the background. And if you play that song in reverse, man, the message is something totally wicked. So you might be listening to this song thinking nothing of it. Next thing you know, you having a bunch of weird dreams, or you just getting a bunch of weird signs. And it's because, hey, play that song backwards. Totally different meaning, man. You got to understand that type of industry. You just got to understand that people in the music industry and the entertainment industry, or at least the people that's controlling these industries, they understand the science behind frequencies and vibrations and things like that. See, this ain't nothing that's spooky. This is science. When you study in science, you come across frequencies, vibrations. These are scientific terms. So this ain't nothing spooky, fam. This ain't nothing that we got to debate about if it's real or not. This is actual science. And the people in those industries, they understand the science behind frequencies and vibrations and wavelengths and things like that. So they be playing tricks on us, man. And we don't be realizing what's going on. We don't be realizing what be happening. And that's why I say we walk around and we thinking we making a lot of decisions. Oh, wow, man, they done hit us with all this subliminal messaging and they got us doing exactly what they want us to do. But we think this is all free will. We think we making a decision 100% of the time. We got to get that out of our minds. See, I understand that. I understand that I'm a product of my subconscious mind. I'm a product of the programming. So I strive to program my conscious mind in a way that will lead me down the road that I want to travel down. So we gotta work smarter, not harder. Reprogram the subconscious mind. Like, I got images on my laptop. Like, you can do something simple like this, like the screensaver on your phone or your laptop, whatever you use. Fill that joint with phrases, just positive phrases. So every time you look at your phone, you see positive phrases, you see positive images. That's resonating subconsciously, fam. I had it on my laptop to where when it goes to sleep, certain phrases just pop across the screen. And it'd be random positive words, like they seemingly unrelated. But what's happening is my subconscious mind is picking up on them. So it just be a bunch of random positive words one after the other. Strength, health, balance, reciprocity, positivity, whatever. And the words just flashing. Like consciously, I might not even be looking at I might not even be paying attention to the words flash across the screen. But subconsciously, that subconscious mind is picking up on them. So I be doing things like that. Have certain images, certain words, phrases pop up on the screen. And my subconscious mind picking up on. So we got to do things like that. We got to do things like that for sure. Can y'all the piece what's happening? We gotta do things like that, man. We gotta reprogram that subconscious mind, and that's what I'm talking about, conquering the enemy within. Unfortunately, this is the unfortunate reality about the subconscious mind. This is the unfortunate part about a lot of our realities as we become adults. See, unfortunately, the programming doesn't start when you are 20, 25, when you become an adult. Unfortunately, the programming in the subconscious mind starts when we are young. So a lot of us are products of our childhoods, fam. So that's why I say a lot of times before you're not going to be able to elevate and evolve fully until you deal with your childhood, fam. Because your childhood, like that's when all the seeds were planted. When your mind was the most impressionable, like that's when a lot of the programming happened, fam. So a lot of the habits that you have to this day stem from what happened via your childhood. So if you never tap back into your childhood, then you will have a lot of questions that will be left unanswered in regards to why you are the way that you are and why you do what you do. So the answer in regards to a lot of your questions stems from analyzing or examining your childhood, fam. A lot of the habits that you possess, like you can figure out why you possess them from analyzing your childhood. Straight up. Analyze your childhood. I promise you. Just think of some things that you do right now to this day. I promise you it stems from when you were a child. I promise you. Promise you. Divine, Terenzo, CC, peace, what's happening? Like I promise you. When I was, a lot of brothers don't like the word healing. I don't know why we done made this something that's that just revolves around women. Like dudes can heal, but when I be doing a lot of work and just figuring out the root of a lot of issues for myself, it goes right back to the childhood, fam. It goes right to the childhood, right back to my childhood, right back to my childhood. So if you're trying to figure out some problems, or if you're trying to figure out some habits that you have and you're trying to shift them and you're trying to get to the bottom of them or the origin, go back to your childhood. Brandon, peace, what's happening? For sure. Go back to the childhood. Trappers, what's happening? Divine, I'm trying to tell you, man, and we harbor a lot of energy that we just be like, man, why am I harboring this energy? Stems from the childhood. I didn't have to release, certain feelings, certain emotions, certain things, man, that was just attached to the childhood, and I carried it over to adulthood. See, you don't just automatically drop some emotions, feelings, or habits when you become an adult. Like that just don't happen. Prime example of why we got so many childish adults, fam. People don't just say, "Oh, I'm 25, so boom, let me just start acting a certain type of way." Like it don't happen like that, fam. It don't happen like that. Like, do y'all know how much work it really takes to break certain habits? Fam, if you've been doing something for 30 years, if you've been thinking a certain type of way for 30 years, and then somebody tell you that it's destructive, or you realize that it's destructive, like you're not going to be able to change it overnight. Some people can change it overnight, but that's not going to happen for most people, though. Man, it's a lot of work. I'm in the field. I'm in a space where I'm trying to get people to change habits that they have been following for 40 years, 45 years. You know how hard it is to get people to change the way they eat? They eating habits? Fam, you've been eating a certain type of way for 40 years, and you know it's horrible, fam. Like, man, I need to change the way I'm eating. But, man, you've been doing something for 40 years. Do you know how long 40 years is to be doing something? So you got to give yourself some grace, fam. You got to give yourself grace when it comes to some of these habits, fam. If I've been eating a certain type of way for 40 years and I try to change in a month and I fail, like, why am I mad at myself? Man, I've been eating this way for 40 years and I went 28 days. I went 28 days on this regimen, on this healthier regimen. And I'm mad. Give yourself some grace, fam. Like, if give yourself some grace, fam. You had this certain habit for 20, 25, 30 plus years, fam. Give yourself some grace. It's not going to change overnight. Even if it's been 10 years, 15 years, it's still a long time. So give yourself grace. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself, fam. Be patient. Divine, man, I'm trying, man. I'm trying to tell you, a lot of the habits that you possess, if you really think about them, you can connect them all to something that went down in your childhood, fam. I promise you. Like, people really underestimate how challenging it is to change. And what's crazy is we say things like change is the only thing that's constant in the universe. Like, the only thing that's constant is change. But at the end of the day, a lot of people really do not change. Like, physically, they may change, you know what I'm saying? But like mentally and from a habit standpoint, man, people really don't be changing. People really don't be changing, fam. I'm in, so I have a business and I see this, fam. Like, I see it. That's why, and I came across a quote today. I'm rereading The Alchemist, classic book, rereading that joint. And every time I read that joint or reread it, I come across a new jewel every time. That's crazy how you can just read something multiple times and come away with something different each time. But this go around, I came across the statement when they was basically talking about we like to see things as we want them to be, not as they are. And I have actually said this thousands of times on my streams. You need to learn how to accept things and people for who and what they are, not what you would like them to be. I feel like that's a major cause of our suffering, of our anger, of our frustration. We look at the world through the lens of, well, I should be able to do this, or it should be like this, instead of looking at it, well, it's not like that, or this is how it is. See, that's how I look at the world. So connecting that to my business, connecting that to the business, if I have a client that I dealt with back in the day and they display certain tendencies, whatever those tendencies may be, if they were late all the time, or if they was inconsistent, if they complained, whatever the case may be, whatever the tendencies were, if I dealt with a client back in the day and then 2 years later, 3 years later, they resurface and say, you know what, I want to start back up with you. Guess what? Guess what I'm going to do? Or guess how I'm going to view them? I'm going to view them through the same lens that they showed me. Like, I'm going to view them the way that they showed me 2 3 years ago. So if they was consistently late back then in my mind, that hasn't changed. That has not changed. So I accept people for who they are and what they show me. I'm not going to go into it. See, I seen people do something like this. They're going to have a person that they was dealing with that was consistently late 2 3 years ago. Then the person will resurface in their life. Then they'll say something like, I hope this go around they not late like they used to be. Nope, I don't view it like that. The way I'm going to view it, they was late 2 3 years ago when I knew them. They going to be late now. Until they show me otherwise, I'm going to accept them for what they showed me back when I was dealing with. I'm not giving people that benefit of the doubt. I'm only going to give you what you show me. I'm only going to view you. I'm only going to view you through the lens that I saw when I dealt with you. So whatever you showed me when I was viewing you through the lens at the time when we were dealing with each other, to me, that's just how you're going to be the next time I deal with you, until you show me otherwise. And I say 95% of the time, I'll be spot on. Whatever the person did, whatever tendencies they had 2 3 years ago, they still got them same tendencies. And that's why I say things like people really, like, they rarely actually change. And that's not in a negative light, because we are creatures of our habits. But people straight up really rarely change, fam. Like, drastically. It takes a lot for people to make drastic changes, man. It takes a lot, fam. It takes a lot. It takes a lot, fam. It takes a lot. Like even when it comes to like small thing, like just being late, like me. I'm gonna give y'all some on time, man. I'm late all the time, fam. That's one of the reasons why I had to work for myself, man. I'm late all the time, and every time I try to work on it. That's why I talk about grace, because I got to give myself grace. Every week I tell myself, man, I'm gonna start being on time a lot more. Man, I might be good for 1 or 2 days. Rest of the week, I'm back to being late. Back to being late. Back to being late. Like it's complicated, man. But I've been this way almost my entire life, just not being on time fully, and that stems from the childhood more than likely. Rolling with people that might not have cared about being on time like that, and then that just sort of rubbed off on me, So now when I be tapping in, man, I just be late. Now it don't be crazy late. Like I'm gonna be 10, 15 minutes late every time. You invite me somewhere and say start at 6, you might see me at 6:10, 6:15. But one of the reasons why it's so hard for me to change that is because I normalize it. I'm like, well, at least I done let people know. At least people know what to expect, or at least I'm consistent with my lateness. I've justified it in my head, and that's what we tend to do when it comes to a lot of our habits. We justify, we rationalize it in our minds, and we make it appear as if it's not a big deal. When really, at the end of the day, some of these habits are a big deal. Like that is a big deal. Like if I was more on time, then my business would run a little bit more efficiently, you know. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep rationalizing. Every time I rationalize being late in my mind, I set myself back. I hinder my progress in regards to working on that, But I'm gonna always be working on that. I'm gonna always be working on being on time. I'm gonna finally master it one of these days. But I gotta stop rationalizing it in my head. I gotta stop justifying it in my head. I'm disrespecting people's time. You know what I'm saying? I don't like people disrespect my time, so why am I disrespecting somebody else's time? So I gotta stop justifying that in my head. Well, at least they know. At least I told them. At least I warned people. Whoop-de-whoop. Like, nah, do something about that. Do something about that. CC, man, I was in the process, man, like a year ago of setting up the membership. And I had thought I completed the process, but apparently I didn't. But that's definitely something that I'm working on. Yeah, that's definitely something that I will have up within the next year or so. I mean, within the next few months, I should say. Hey, get in for sure. Hey, man, listen. Don't even get me started about our power and whatnot. Hey, trappers for sure. And I'm good at that. I will acknowledge it. That is the first step. Just like knowledge is the foundation, getting the knowledge. If I'm trying to do something, the know-how, first step. But you can't get stuck on that step. So it's a lot of people that get stuck on the first step, which is recognizing the problem. You got a lot of people that just recognize the problem and then stay there. You got plenty of people that's at that step and haven't elevated and evolved. They recognize the problem and they not doing anything about it. And they won't do anything about it. And they may go to their grave and haven't done anything about it. So you always got to be putting all the other steps into motion as well. So you should go from step one soon. The way you step one, go to step two instantly. My brother Antonio, what's happening? What's happening for sure? It's easy, man. Exactly. Like that. That's how bad I am. I'm consistent with my lateness, and I've justified that. Like that's my justification. I'm consistently late, so at least I'm consistent. That's how I justify being late all the time. Well, at least I'm consistent. That's crazy. When you really think about, sit back and analyze some of your habits and see some of the crazy rationalizations that you come up with. I know I came up with some crazy rationalizations. I'm gonna give y'all my main two. The consistent with the lateness, like consistency with my lateness. Like you know what to expect. That's how I rationalize being late. And then my other one, procrastination. Everybody use this one. I perform well under pressure. Like that's dead, man. Just get the work done with, man. Just get the work over with early. You know, when you procrastinate, the procrastinator's favorite rationalization is I perform well under pressure. If you are a procrastinator, I guarantee you have said that to yourself and to other people thousands of times. That's nothing but a rationalization. It's nothing but a justification. Man, just get the work over with, fam. You know what I'm saying? Quit waiting till the last minute, man. Like straight up, man, you don't need no pressure to do your best work. Stop telling yourself that. You know, I had to stop telling myself that. You know, I did perform very well by doing things soon as I got the task, opposed to waiting till the last minute. I've done some great quality work by not procrastinating. So I'm not about to keep telling myself, man, I perform well under pressure. That's why I'm gonna keep procrastinating. Nah, man, just get the stuff. Man, just what you stop doing that. You know, stop doing that to yourself. Just get it over with. Get it over with. T Solo. I know plenty of people like that when it comes to just the eating habits and regimen. Man, they get to fasting or they, you know what I'm saying? Like they get to eating a certain type of way for a few weeks, then they fall completely off. But like I say, man, if you've been eating a certain type of way for 25, 30 years, give yourself some grace. If you went vegan for 2 or 3 weeks, you know what I'm saying? Like that's great. Celebrate that. Celebrate that. Eventually, you're going to get to a point where it's like, all right, man, I'm about to just keep up with it. Eventually, it's going to click. You know, just keep doing it. If you got to keep doing it 2 or 3 weeks at a time, keep doing it. That 2 or 3 weeks going to turn into 4 or 5. Then that 4 or 5 going to turn into 6 and 7, and so on and so forth. That's what I had to learn. But when you beat yourself up over it, then it don't turn into that. But when you look at it like, man, I went 3 weeks vegan, boom, that's great. You know, if I slipped up after the 3 weeks, man, let me do that again real quick. And each time you do that, you're gonna go a day further, a day longer, I should say. Ken and Peace, what's happening? And Brandon, man, I'm trying to tell you, like I don't even like this day and age, I stop waiting, man. Like once I recognize the problem, all right, man, let me do something about it. Because the longer you wait, and I'm just was talking about procrastination. The longer you wait, the more you're gonna procrastinate. So as soon as you identify the problem, now it's time to drop it and figure out some solutions. Like, all right, I got a problem. What am I doing about it? Let me do something about it. I'll privy 2 times. Hey, my brother, for sure. Hey, business purposes. I understand that for sure. You know, I done had many of names on this joint and had to go to the government. But yeah, man, like the longer you sit with a problem, the longer you sit with it, the longer you will procrastinate and not do anything about it. If you just keep focusing on the actual problem. So as soon as I get a problem, all right, what are the solutions? What are things I can do to solve this problem, rectify this problem? Like I'm going to focus on the solutions and I'm going to put as many things in motion as I can, man. If I don't feel my healthiest self, all right, boom, that's a problem. So let me go look up these herbs. Let me go look up certain foods. Let me go tap back into fast and let me just start doing some things, man, to see what it is that I need to do. Because again, like I say, the longer you sit with it, gonna start procrastinating. Man, Clutch, I'm trying to tell you. And I got it's a lot of things that I don't, a lot of concepts that I'm not too fond of, you know. And like the way we justify procrastination kills me, man. Because perform well under pressure. No, you can do better work when you just do the work earlier, fam. Like straight up, like this is just physics, fam. Like you can spend more time on the project if you do it earlier. If you get started on it earlier, you spend more time with the product or with the project. So you can do quality work, man, because you are able to spend more hours with it and on it, you know. And then another thing that I'm not too fond of, and this may be controversial, but I feel like multitasking is overrated. I feel like multitasking is overrated, and I don't necessarily feel like that is a skill to brag about. And I've talked about this millions of times also. Multitasking is not something that you should brag about. I didn't work for managers that prided themselves on multitasking, and they were some of the worst managers I've ever. Scattered brain, they couldn't focus. Like they had a concentration and focus problem, and that's why they multitask. They couldn't focus on one thing at a time. So it's like at the end of the day, and they got 10 different tasks, and they 50, 60, 70% done with each different task because they keep jumping from task to task, not focusing on nothing. Opposed to me, I get 10 different tasks and I focus on one at a time. I'm able to give them all my energy, all my concentration, so I knock them out quickly and I'm done. But people who multitask or swear up and down that they being more productive than a person like me, that I'm gonna focus on one thing at a time. But that one thing at a time is getting all of my energy, all of my focus. So I'm going to knock it out quickly, fam. It's going to take me 10 minutes to do a task that's taking you a whole work day to do, because you multitasking. You trying to do a million different things at the same time. So this little task is taking me 10 minutes. It's going to take you the whole day to finally get it done. It's going to take me 10 minutes because I'm just going to focus on it and get it out the way, and then move on to the next thing that may take me 12 minutes. But it's taking you the whole day to do all of these small tasks because you done lumped them all in the same box and you trying to do everything at the same time. No, prioritize and knock one thing out at a time, fam. Promise you. At the end of the day, if you measure that person that prioritizes the most important task and focus on one at a time, and then a person that swears up and down that multitasking is the greatest thing ever, I promise you that person that prioritizes their work and focuses on one thing at a time is going to be more efficient and give you better quality work than a multitask. Promise you. I promise you. Like I promise you. Like I promise you that that's gonna happen. Like I promise you. But we live in this quick paced society to where like they didn't told you in order to be qualified for this job, you have to be able to multitask. Like these jobs are destroying us in a lot of different ways. And they got us thinking that, man, you got to be able to multitask in order to survive out here. Like, listen to what they doing. Like, they taking us away from just undivided concentration and focus. You can't beat that, fam. You can't beat giving something your undivided attention with no distractions. Can't beat that. But when you go in corporate America, they done told you, oh, you working too slow. You can't do that. You got to be able to do 20 different things at one time, which goes against the laws of physics for real. All you're doing is rapidly shifting your focus. And that leads to a terrible quality of work, which is why we are in the state that we are in. Because everybody out here trying to do too much. Everybody out here trying to do too much. Everybody out here trying to move too fast. What folks really need to do is slow down. You need to slow down. You got people out here trying to do a million different endeavors and wonder why their life is not where they want to be. They doing all these different endeavors. Focus on one endeavor at a time, fam. Focus on one business idea, one concept at a time. Then when you master that concept, when you master that endeavor, then now can you bring in your other ideas into the mix. But focus on one thing at a time, fam. If you want to be a writer, focus on writing. Don't be trying to be a writer, have a clothing line, have some juices that you're selling, have another online bit. Like, don't do that, fam. You're not gonna get too far with that, fam. Whatever your idea is, whatever your one idea is, because that's all you need. All you need. If you looking to building a business and get yourself out of power, whatever the case may be, change your financial situation via some business idea. All you need is one idea, fam. You do not need 1,000 ideas in order to change your financial situation. All the people that can hit big, they did one thing. They got known for one thing. Then they branched off and did other things. Look at the music industry. You got plenty of people. Their one thing that got them in the door was music. Then once they made a certain amount of money from music, then they got clothing lines. Then they got wines. Then they got this, that, and they got oranges. Shout out to Larry June. But their original foundation was music. So from that one thing, they mastered that craft. And then once that craft got them in certain doors, then they like, all right, now we can diversify. So that's how you should approach everything, man. Focus on that one idea, fam. That one idea. One idea. And once that one idea gets you in certain doors and it opens up certain doors, now, all right, boom. Now I can have this clothing brand, man. Now I can do this, that, and the third. Now I can have this wine. Now I can create this. But that one thing, focus on that one thing, that one idea. All you need is for one idea to work out for you. So give one idea all of your energy. Just imagine that. What do you think is more? What sounds more efficient? Giving one business idea, giving one idea 100% of my energy and effort. Talking about 100%. This one idea getting 100% of my energy and effort, opposed to four ideas getting 25% a piece of my energy and effort. What sounds like it'll work the best? What sounds like it'll work out better for you? One idea, 100% energy and effort. Four ideas, 25% a piece. I don't know about y'all, but if I'm going to get my car worked on, I want to take my car to somebody that works on cars 100% of the time. I don't want to take my car to somebody that work on cars 10% of the time. I want to take my car to the expert, the person that works on the car. This is what they do. They live and breathe cars. I'm going to take my car to that person to figure out what the problem is. Not the person that when they got free time, they learn about cars. No. I'm taking my car to the person that this is all they do. Every waking hour they spend that's not dealing with their family, being with their family, things like that. Every other waking hour they working on cars and learning about cars. That's the person that I want working on my car. Not the person that say, all right, man, when I get a little free time here and there, I like to dabble with cars. Nah, I'm going to take it to the person that, man, this is what I do. If I don't work on cars, I don't eat. So my livelihood depends on fixing your car. You know, I want that person, that this is their life, fam. So that's, you need to, whatever idea you think that can take you to this promised land, give all your energy to that idea. You will not fail, fam. But you will fail when you're trying to do a million different things at one time. When you got 4 or 5 business ideas into motion at one time, it's not gonna work out for you. It's not. Take those 5 ideas and prioritize them. Which is your favorite? Which is the best one? You know, write down your 5 top business ideas and rank them. All right, this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3, this is number 4, number 5. Whatever number 1 is, focus on that. Whatever number 1 is, you focus on number 1 until number 1 takes you to where you need to go. And once number 1 does that for you, now you can say, all right, I'm gonna bring in number 2. That is how you are supposed to do it. Don't have 5 ideas and put them all into motion at the same exact time. Moni, what's happening? Future King, what's happening? Dora, you say, in other words, it's better to be a master of one than jack of all trades. 1,000%. 1,000%. I swear by that. You know, I swear by that. You know, I live and swear by that. 1,000%. And yes, to me that ties into multitasking. It's all about quality, man. You gonna do better quality work when you are 100% focused on something, opposed to 65% focus, opposed to 50% focus. You know, you 100% focused on something, it's gonna be better quality work. Doesn't mean you won't commit any errors, but you will commit less errors than if you 50% focus. Just imagine, I used to work at the bank. Just imagine if you coming up to the bank, coming up to the window, fam. That's how people used to try to get you. Like, that's how people tried to get one up on you when you worked at the bank. You know, because they knew you more likely to make a mistake when you're not 100% focused on counting my money. So they trying to talk to you. They trying to hold a conversation with you while you counting out their money, because they know some of them slick talkers, they know. Like, boom, if I talk to him, I'm going to break his focus and he might slip up. So nah, when I'm counting this money, I need you to be quiet, fam. The conversation gonna come to an end. Now I might still count your money correctly while we have a conversation, but no, let me focus on counting this money. Let me focus on counting this money so I don't make no mistake. So don't talk to me while I'm counting this money. So you will come across slick talkers, they trying to talk to you, hold a conversation, saying a bunch of unnecessary stuff while you trying to count money. They trying to get you to slip up. They trying to get you to slip up. Been there, done that. You know, when I was working in banking, man, we could don't talk on that phone. Don't be trying to do a million different things when you count money. Focus on counting the money. And once you count the money, then proceed with the conversation. Don't be trying to be on this phone, hold a conversation with a customer, be on the computer, and count money at the same time. More than likely, you're going to make a mistake. Your drawer going to come up short. Goldie, what's happening? RLD, peace, what's happening? Clutch, crash out 1,000% of the time. So focus on one thing. Quit trying to put a million ideas into motion at one time. Stop. I promise you. If you don't believe me, try it out for yourself. Just find one thing in your life. Find one idea in your life right now. One business idea, one side hustle idea, whatever the case. Find one thing in your life and focus on it 100%. Don't focus on any other ideas. Give that idea 100% of your time and energy. Watch what you do. Watch what you do. Don't put any other idea into motion. Just focus on that one idea. I promise you. I'm telling you, you're going to change your life with that just one idea. I promise you. And what's the worst case scenario? The worst case scenario, oh, this idea didn't work. Now let me give all my time and energy to idea number 2. It's the worst case scenario. Is the idea just doesn't work, but I gave it my all, so you could at least say that. I gave it my all, it didn't work. Let me put number 2 into motion. Eventually, something going to work. Eventually, something going to work. You know, but I have to tell people that all the time, man. Stop trying to do too much at one time. We gotta stop doing that. Stop trying to do too much at one time, fam. You killing yourself. You making it too hard on yourself. You got 6 ideas all in the motion at one time. You got too many things going on at one time, and they unrelated. Now I can about see if some of them were a little related, but they be all unrelated. It's too much going on. Minimize all of that, fam. Eliminate the ones that's not really that important, fam. Prioritize it. What do you want to do the most? And start with that. Start with that. You know, I give this advice to everybody because I was that way, man. I'm doing 1,000 different things, fam. I be doing 1,000 different things and wonder why ain't nothing moving how I needed to move because I can't give it all my time and energy. I can't give it all my time and energy, fam. Like this coming year, I'm giving all my time and energy into writing more, putting out more books. I'm giving that my time and energy, fam. Like I'm giving that my time. That's the idea that I'm giving out. I'm giving my time and energy, putting out these books. Not putting out these books and putting out these shirts, putting out these shoes, putting out these books. I'm about to put my time and energy into books and see where that gets me. But I know where that's gonna get me when I put my time and energy into it. You know what I'm saying? But like that's my focus. You know, and of course the things that I talk about gonna be seemingly related to the books and the writing, so that's not distracting me. You know, but I'm focusing on that as far as an endeavor. You know, so I challenge all of y'all to do that. What business idea do you have right now? What business ideas do you have? And prioritize, rank them, give them a ranking, and focus on them 100%, one at a time, and see how far that gets you. Promise you, your situation will change. Your situation will change. Hey, Dora, peace. Appreciate the cash out for sure. And Brandon, man, I can't tell, man, I done crashed out so many times, it's ridiculous. That's why I'm sitting here telling y'all what I'm telling y'all. Man, I done crashed out so many times, it's crazy. I done crashed out so many times, got mad at other people for not, but then at the end of the day, it's like it was on me because I'm doing too much. Man, I already got plenty of books out. But man, I had these books out when I'm doing a bunch of other stuff. So I'm not able to market the book, promote the book, push the book like I want to because I'm doing 1,000 different other things. You know, so I'm working on a million different other things and got books published but can't push them because my time and I can't put all my time and energy into it, or I'm not putting all my time and energy into it because I'm doing other stuff. I'm doing affiliate marketing websites. I'm trying to start a marketing. Like, man, chill out with all that. These books, all I need, I can do these books and be fine in life. I can write books and speak and be fine in life. I don't need to do 1,000 different other things. You know, I don't need to do it. You know, so I had to tell myself, I had to calm myself down because, man, I'm talking about I was crashing out. And it overwhelms you. It stresses you out unnecessarily. It makes you feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't doing your best work because you're doing a million different things. Like it just, it leads to a lot. It leads to a lot. So I don't encourage people to be doing all that. I don't encourage that. Because I can tell you, I done crashed out, man. The mental fatigue, the draining, it's draining. To have 5 or 6 different things going on and none of them are popping how you want them to pop because you can't focus, you can't give it your time and energy like you want to. Like that's a trash feeling. It's only so many hours and it's only so many minutes, hours, and seconds in a day, fam. And there's nothing you can do about that. You can't extend your day. You can't extend the day. We don't have the power yet to do that. You know, so we all working with the same hours, minutes, and seconds in a day. It's only so much I can do before Monday turn into Tuesday. It's only so much I can do, fam. It's only so much you can do before Monday turns into Tuesday. You know, so be mindful of that. So how you spend the spare time that you have is very crucial. And a lot of people waste that time, fam. Don't waste it. Don't be trying to do 25 different things. If you only got 2-3 hours to spare, fam, what's the most important thing that you could be doing in that 2 to 3 hours? Don't be wasting that time. Don't be trying to do 20 different things, fam. Whatever is most important, do that. Do that. Man, Dora, I'm trying to tell you, all the errors in the world by trying to do too many different things. And I'm talking about errors and then just not even being able to, like, man, just having good product, but the product not moving how it should move because I'm not able to spend my time marketing the product. You know, so I'm sitting on some good product, good quality product, but because I got too many things going on, I can't push the product, so people don't know the product exists. You know what I'm saying? So, like, nah, if I eliminated all this other stuff, then all I would have is this product. So I don't have to, like, all I got are these books. I'm marketing these books every time you hear me. But since I got a million different other things, it's like, all right, hold on. I'll forget about the books. I forget to market the book because it ain't related to this. It ain't related to that. Like, nah, if the books was all I was doing, then that's all that my attention is going to be focused on or geared towards. You know? Straight up, man. I didn't I know I didn't messed up with that. I know I didn't messed up. And that's why I'm saying what I'm saying, because I'm a product of it. Man, I'm telling you I'm a product of it. Like I get to my mind to get to wondering, man. I get to be wanting to read 1,000 different things. Like, nah, I be having a meditation, man. I be having to quiet the mind. I be having to tell my, hey, listen, chill out, bro, chill out. We gonna focus on this one thing at a time. I be having to tell my mind that all the time. Natasha, 1,000%. It's almost like a car. I never forget back in the day when I used to watch, if you know what I'm saying, remember MTV Cribs, and I used to watch these rap, but now I know the truth. But back then I didn't. You know, so I see all these rappers and they have all these cars, and I'm just like, bro, you can only drive one car at a time. Like I can see maybe one or two. I mean, I can see two, but why do I need 20 different cars? You know, so as a kid, I used to be sitting like, man, why would I need 20 cars, man? Now I know that they releasing a lot of these cars. A lot of that stuff just wasn't real. But, you know, I'm just like, man, why would I need 20 different cars? I can see 2 cars, man. I got a car that I go to work in, you know, all that little type of stuff. Then I got a car if I want to, you know what I'm saying, if I want to step out, you know, on the weekends or something, I got a car for that. I can see that. But why do I need 5, 10 different cars? Doesn't make any sense. I can only drive one car at a time. I can't drive both cars at the same time. So I used to be on that when I used to be watching that as a kid. I'm like, man, why dude got 10 cars? I can only drive one. Like, what's the point? But like I say, now I know the truth though. And that goes with that quote, man. You carry many hats, you can only wear one at a time. Like this one hat, I can only wear one. Now, if I put on another hat, I probably put another hat on, it just looks stupid. So imagine me with this hat and I got another hat on, I'm looking stupid. I'm looking tacky, fam. You know, so wear one hat and you all right. If I put on another hat, y'all be like, what dude on? All clutch for sure. You know, for sure. You know that, and that's why I don't understand when a person say they are bored. Like that's a quote that I have. Like that's what I. There's no such thing as boredom. Like there's boredom shouldn't even exist as a word. Because what does that even mean? All this stuff at your disposal, like the way you can quickly access information. There's nobody on this planet that should be talking about they are bored. Doesn't make any sense. We got too much stuff that we can learn out here. You got too much stuff that you don't know to be talking about. I'm bored. So boredom shouldn't even exist for real. Boredom shouldn't even exist. Like in my mind, I'm never bored. I always got something that I can go learn. I'm never bored. Man, you never hear me talking. You will never hear me say I'm bored. And I feel like that should go for all adults. Like I feel like children get bored. And they shouldn't even be bored. But I feel like that's childish. You shouldn't be a grown adult talking about I'm bored. What are you doing with your time? Talking about you bored. Man, go learn something. Go do something. So I don't even use that word. Like that word has been deleted from the vocab, man, as far as me using it in that context. Like I only use it to talk about how much I don't subscribe to it and how much I don't use it. But no, when somebody tell me they bored, I just look at them. All this information out here, all this stuff that you can learn, all this stuff that you can find out, and you bored. Doesn't even make any sense, man. You go learn a new word or something. You can learn anything, fam. So boredom should never exist. Like you talk about you bored, then you really need to reevaluate your life. Reevaluate your life, man. If you out here talking about you, but you're bored, trust me, you need to reevaluate your life. You should never have a period in your life as a grown adult to where you are bored. It doesn't make any sense. But y'all, man, with that being said, man, I gotta tap out. I gotta make my way back to the gym, finish off my clients for the evening, man. Y'all know how it is. So I appreciate y'all tapping in, man. It's the first time I done went live this month. I don't even know when I'm gonna go live again, man. But I'm gonna try to put out some uploads, something, man. I'm gonna try to put out more content, man. I've been slacking. But like I say, I focus on one thing at a time. I've been practicing that. So I didn't have to focus on strategizing and plotting. So I couldn't be on here while I was doing that. So one thing at a time. But I feel like now I'm back in that good space. So now I can put the content back out, man. But I appreciate y'all. Appreciate the cash apps, man. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate all the love. But I'm gonna let y'all get back to enjoying y'all Monday, man. Y'all be easy out here. I appreciate y'all. But I'm out. Peace.